G'day Duel Masters fans. In today's video, I'm going to discuss the differences between Magic the Gathering and Duel Masters. So Duel Masters is basically a watered down version of Magic the Gathering. So if you wanted to get into another card game that's like very similar to Duel Masters, Magic the Gathering is the way to go because they're effectively made by the same company, Wizards of the Coast. But of course, Magic the Gathering is still, going strong. So this video is for people that want to get into sort of Magic the Gathering, want to know the key differences between the cards from a Duel Masters perspective. So in MTG, basically you start off with 20 life and the goal of the game is to get the opponent's 20 life down to 0. And also you start off with a 60 card deck instead of a 40 card deck. And you also draw 7 cards at the start of your turn as opposed to 5 cards. So anyway, if we flip over this first card, we'll see we have a creature. This creature is called Runeclaw Bear. It's a 2-drop, got to pay 1 green and 1 colorless to summon it. If we look down in the corner, we'll see it has 2 toughness and 2 power. So 2 power basically means it deals 2 damage when it attacks, and 2 toughness means it has to take 2 damage before it's destroyed. So this card is basically a 2 for 2, and he is effectively Burning Mane from Duel Masters. If we flip over this next card, we'll see we have a black sorcery. This card's called Mind Rot. It's effectively a 3 mana card. It's a sorcery, so we can only play it during our turn. It's effectively a spell from Duel Masters, and it reads, target player discards 2 cards. So as we can see, this card is effectively a 3 mana Cranium Clamp. And if we flip over this last card, we'll see we have an instant spell. This spell is called Unsummon. It costs 1 blue to cast. It's an instant. That means we can play it on our turn or the opponent's turn. And it reads, return target creature to its owner's hand. So this card is effectively a 1 mana Spiral Gate. Shield triggers and instances are quite similar because we are able to play them on the opponent's turn. That's why instant spells are like very strong in MTG. So these are the main card types you'll see. Of course, there's artifacts and planeswalkers and God knows what else in MTG, but these are the 3 main card types. Moving on to the land cards. In MTG, you have to have these land cards in your deck in order to cast spells and summon creatures. So obviously in Duel Masters, you can put any card into your mana zone, but in MTG, you have to have these land cards in order to give you the same coloured mana you need to cast certain creatures and spells. Obviously, you can only put one of them into your mana zone per turn, much like Duel Masters as well. And most decks run about 24 lands in a 60 card deck. But yeah, as we can see, we've got green, white, blue, black and red. Obviously in Duel Masters, it's fire, darkness, water, light, nature. As we can see from the other cards I've just shown you, the color pie basically do the same thing as the civilizations in Duel Masters. So green has a lot of mana acceleration, blue has a lot of bounce and draw power, black has a lot of discard and destruction. So the color pie is basically the same as the Duel Masters civilizations. Another key difference is the second main phase. So as we can see from both of these turn sequence cards, in MTG you have a second main phase. That means after you deal combat damage, you can potentially cast more creatures and cast more spells and stuff like that. I'm assuming they took it out of Duel Masters just to make the game a lot more simpler and easier for kids to learn. But yes, that second main phase can be quite handy when you're playing Magic the Gathering. Another big difference is the combat phase. So in MTG, when it's your combat phase, basically you choose which creatures want to attack, and they all have to attack at once, and they all have to attack the opponent. And then basically your opponent gets to choose what blocks what. And all creatures, obviously, in MTG have blocker as well. There is no, blocker keyword ability in Magic the Gathering. But yeah, that was kind of interesting. I assumed when I first started playing Magic the Gathering that you could attack tapped creatures like you can in Duel Masters, but no, you can't. You can only attack the opponent's face, and then the opponent gets to choose what he wants to block with. So yeah, that's just another key difference to the game. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Magic the Gathering, but at the end of the day, I still prefer Duel Masters. I like Duel Masters, the simplicity in the game, but MTG is still alive and well. You can even play it on online on Magic the Gathering Arena. So you can play it on there just to see if you like the game, if you don't want to spend any money or anything. But yeah, I definitely recommend Magic the Gathering if you want to get into a card game that's very similar to Duel Masters. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.